Sangeetha, I'm a boot camper. I am asked to email, how would you describe your ability to be a team player when confirming for a Skype interview next week? Tips, please. Let's get this up here. All right. Team player. This is, I'm going to give you a multi-use response. So if somebody wants to know an example of when you were a team player, if somebody wants to know an example of when you disagreed with somebody on your team, okay, so disagreement. If somebody wants to know how did you work toward a common goal when you had other playmates or other pieces or when you were part of a team or whatever, any variation of this, the response I'm about to give you is the one you need, okay? Now, what do teams do? Always start with the end in mind, right? Stephen Covey. Well, teammates work together to achieve a common goal, okay? So you can describe any time where you were working with other parties. So my philosophy or my example should include, and by the way, I have a video out there on how to answer behavioral interview questions. You should check that out. Now, I'm not going to go into all the stuff, but it talks about explaining your philosophy, then explaining your process, and then explaining the outcome that occurred. It's, in my opinion, the best way to answer a behavioral interviewing question, of which this is one. So the way I am a team player, or my ability to be a team player, is because I'm always focusing on the common and greater goal that the team has. And what this does for me is it allows me to work well with others, because regardless of the varying viewpoints that we have, I always like to work to focus all of us on the common goal. So if ever we're in a situation I'm working with others, I want to look at it from whatever standpoint I am, whether I'm the leader or whether I'm part of the team, is are we assembled correctly? Is everybody focusing on what they can and contributing based on their skills? Are we complementing each other? And then if we ever, and if we are, that's great. And that's an easy way to be a team player. But being a great team player, and what I always want you all to share with an employer, is it's great when everybody loves each other, right? And the team is designed perfectly because the big boss designed it perfectly, right? We've got player A, B, C, D, none of it's overlapping. Everybody's got their lane that they swim in, and they're all working together. Well, that's easy to be a team player when the team was chosen correctly and when everybody is playing to their strengths. When do we run into problems? This is what you want to get into the answer. We run into problems when teammates start disagreeing, okay? So when people disagree, the best thing a team player can do is to step back, listen to the other party, think about, is there a way that based on your viewpoint, your opinion, my viewpoint, my opinion, that we can look at developing a solution, developing a process, developing a product, serving a customer, whatever the goal of the team is, that accommodates for the input of all parties in alignment with the common goal, okay? Because what happens is, I don't like you. You're irritating me. You're not carrying your weight. This is where we have problems, right? So I don't focus on that. I try to bring my attention and everybody else's attention to the common goal. And what that does is it helps everybody focus on what they should be focusing on. Not the fact that Sangeetha brought this up and I don't like her opinion and because she's not nice to me or something like that. This is the kind of stuff that happens, right? This is what makes disagreements. This is what makes teams not move with the speed and deliverability that they can. So I like to focus the team and all its players on the common goal and work our solutions, our efforts, our whatever toward that common goal. That is the best answer. No one will ever fault you from that. And how many different characteristics did you just work into that response? I'm a team player. I'm level-headed. I'm a great listener, and I allow time for others to share with me, and I share with them. And I always make sure that I'm looking at the big picture, so I'm a big picture thinker. I could go on all day about this. This is the stuff that people don't do. They don't think about it. They're looking for examples. So the best story to substantiate that is let me tell you about a time when, right? Let me tell you about a time when I was working on this team, and we were working toward this common goal. And we had this issue, and I and one of the team members had varying, you don't have to say disagree, varying viewpoints about how we were going to do this. So we listened to each other. We kept focusing on the common goal, and it turns out that we were able to come up with a solution that melded our two opinions together to have an even better solution. That's the ultimate response. That's the ultimate story, okay, where you had a disagreement, and then you listened, and then you combined it for the greater good. There's no better story than that. The story where you influence somebody else to do what you wanted talks about your influencing skills, doesn't talk about your team player skills, right? So that's how I would look at that. Now, you can write that up. You could replay this all you want. You can take, my role play and my non-role play mixtures, and you can kind of cut and copy and put it together. But I think that is the way to go on team player. Believe me, there ain't nobody in the world that isn't going to love that. Okay, good luck with that.